My expectations for this meet were I tried to focus more on like the process of racing. Can we execute a race plan? Can we run in our groups that we've been training in, rather than can we run specific times? Can we get out in the first mile at this pace? Like, I think our course is a little bit tough, and so I wanted to, kind of address that in the race plan rather than, defining success as what times do we run and stuff like that. So yeah, and that's what I've been talking to the team about this last week, and really reinforcing those ideas in the workouts is staying with the groups that we've got, and up until maybe 2/3 into the race, and then at that point, if you're still feeling good, then show that to me that you can still push it in that last third of the race and pick people off and have a strong finish. And for a lot of them, that's what they did today.
Can you take us through the men's race? How did it go, and any surprises?
Sure. The men's race went really well. A lot of them, pretty much everybody had someone else on the team they were running with, which is a big improvement from last year where we were really spread out, especially in the top 5. And so for the team to have done that, the first lap, our course is 2 laps, so the first lap everyone had someone to run with, and we're in our big groups that we've been training in. And then the second lap, it did spread out a little bit more, but for the most part, it wasn't because people were falling back. It was because people were running off the front of the groups that they were in, which is really good. And I think everyone had a really strong finish and was really happy with their performance. As far as surprises, we had a few people run like their lifetime 5K PRs, even like faster than they were running it in track last year and years past. So that's a really good sign that they put in the work this summer, and that they've that their mindset is right for racing. Yeah.
And how'd the women's race go?
The women's race went, it was, I think the big difference between the men's race and the women's race was it warmed up really quick, like maybe 10, 15 degrees right about the start of the women's race. So they were racing in a little bit tougher conditions. That being said, for the most part, they were in groups for the first lap, and they kind of separated again for the second lap. And it was a bit of a mixed bag. Some people ran, were happy with their races. Some people weren't. For a lot of the freshmen, it was their first time racing a 5K in high school in Texas. A lot of the divisions just run 2 miles, and so for them, their definition of what a successful race was today and what the race plan was a little bit different. It was kind of just, let's see what you can learn about this distance today. And again, our course is like kind of tough, and so if they went out a little conservative, that's fine. That's what I told them was, if you go out conservative and you feel good, then show me the second half. A few of them did that, and a few of them had, a few of the returners had good days. They knew kind of what to expect on our new course. But yeah, overall it was a bit of a mixed bag. We know what we have to work on, but for a lot of the newcomers or people who hadn't raced in a while, it was a good reminder of what racing is like.
When is your next race, and what does practice look like up until then?
Yeah. Our next race is 2 weeks from tomorrow, right here on the same course. We'll run a full 8K for the men and 6K for the women. Preparation between now and then in practice is running some reps and workouts that are a bit longer and probably a little bit more volume than we've done so far, to prepare for the longer distance in the race. In the workouts, I want them to have some practice staying focused and not panicking when they feel like they're hurting in a rep, and hopefully translating that to the longer race when, and hopefully be able to stay focused and calm for a longer period of time.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Yep.